Hello, welcome to JB Trading News. Today's date is 20th day, October 2025. How is your money going? And again, today is going to be the beginning of the new week, and I know that it's been a bit rough and slow, not quite bubbly, but because it's tend to go slow on Monday. But you know what? Let's quickly go to this reporting review. EFCC recovers 500 billion under Tinubu, says Shettima. Shettima made it clear that yes, Tinubu has recovered a lot of money, and the question is that, all about assets. There's two examples of the assets seized by EFCC, the Emefiele's asset of about 700 plus duplexes, uncompleted duplexes. How much do they worth? Then what about others? Now the question is that the breakdown is not given anyway, so there's no way we are going to find out, really know actual amount that the Tinubu's government in 2 years has recovered. But now let's just assume. But the question is this now: what is the purpose of this kind of claiming that Nigeria can become corrupt-free when basically the same man used $16 billion? His government used $16 billion to build vice presidential apartment. $16 billion. Do you know how many houses, how many duplexes that amount can build? Can be nothing less than, let's at worst, nothing less than 20 to 30 duplexes. That 16 billion, can build. But you are talking about the country, and you talk about corruption, anti-corruption, but there's no sign that this government is actually fighting corruption. This one is just, just more out of the several of the money missing. Should we talk about the LFPC kind of scam and the issue? But because of time, let me move on to the next one. This one will be, let's look at FG makes U-turn, says maths compulsory for arts students. Art students went to kind of celebrate, and they were happy that they will likely to be all their brain or try to work hard in their arithmetical skills. But now, the last week, it was when it was trending, there were a lot of issues, a lot of people were complaining, they say, what's the meaning of this? It's unfair, and so on. Other people are saying, yes. What are the lawyers using mathematics to do? There's no need for that. A lot of different kind of views and ideas or contradictory kind of opinions regarding what the government of Tinubu said, that maths is not compulsory. Now, on this week now, they have made it clear, they are making a U-turn in less than a week. They made their statement on Tuesday last week. Now, today's Monday, they already said that, no, it's compulsory, that this and that, they just use excuses to try to deny or try to revert back to their previous kind of ways of doing things, or they just say that it's part of the requirement for the art students, for everybody. So if you are in art, make sure that you register, you focus more, you study hard to pass your mathematics as well as English. Now the next one. ASUU confirms talks with the FG team as strike enters 7th day. 7th day is going to be it's going to be like 14 days warning. That is what they promised the federal government, and the way they are doing it now, they already make it clear that this deal, the agreement they had in 2009, and then the other issues that the government should be to address. I know, maybe yesterday I read about that 150 billion has been approved to ASUU. I don't know how much the ASUU needs, and also other infrastructures, the cadence that is occurring, that we are seeing in different higher institutions in the country. It is so sad. And remember, the government has increased the school fees, tuition fees, and other charges in university right now. And a lot of federal universities are charging very, very high. And we wonder what is going on, and let the government ensure that they put this in place. But they doing what? The infrastructures needed are also expensive because of the price of materials they'll be using are also high. So let's look at the next one. Bandits abduct 6 animal dealers, butchers in Zamfara State. This is a very sad situation. One of them was shot around it's one place, the one local Gusau local government area, that's around that road, and they made it clear that they are using the phone of the victim to contact his family. And the question we wonder is that, what is wrong with our security agencies? Now, the first thing that the story, the news made it clear that the police still blaming the people that did not report in time, or they will have having discussions with the bandits before they now reach to them. And in some cases, they'll be able to rescue a little some. But now the question is this: the cause, why can't the cause be tracked? I don't know the reason that the cause cannot be tracked. Okay, fine. The victims with the bandits, but when there's a call, there's a geopolitical. Now that's what they are talking about: geo tagging of a thing, or using GPS to track the all those POS vendors, those who are into using POS merchants, exchange, using it to do, to deposit and to withdraw and so on. But now, a criminal or it's a gang of criminals using phone to call the family. Now, the discussion is now the brother of the one of the those who are kidnapped the brother said something. Said that let us sell the house of this my brother. And now that he's trying to sell because the kidnappers asked for 2 million naira. And they could not raise the money yet. And they said that if they don't pay in time, they are going to buy the man with with gun. Because they cannot treat him. So the kidnappers already claimed that they are ignorant, they are not doctors. So they will buy him if they don't receive this 2 million. But they never discuss about 5 other people that are in their custody, in their hostage. But you wonder what is going on. And this is a kind of one out of many occurring in different parts of the country, Nigeria. But we wonder, how long are we going to continue to be enduring this kind of disasters and also insecurity? Because the government doesn't even care. Because what concerns them about election, 2027 election. So let's see what is going to happen. At the end of the day, UNILORIN graduates 11,886 students through 316 bags first class. So first class, if you look at the ratio, the ratio is less than 5%, and that means about it's about 5%. If you look at it now. This is about 3 to 4%. I just my head to calculate it. I stand to be corrected. But let's see that because Nigeria used to be the first in Nigeria in 2014. Around that time when there was they are the highest institution that are most candidates of JAM select as their first choice in before they sit for exam. But now, what is happening that UNILORIN is not really trending. It's not really because, it seems that the standards is reducing. One of the reasons is because of the ASUU. When UNILORIN joined ASUU, and then because when UNILORIN say 4 years, 4 years is 4 years. But now it seems that UNILORIN has not been able to keep to that standard of ensuring that, yes, it is 4 years, 4 years. And the issue came up in 2020 when during the lockdown of about 6 months, no academic section, and then another 8 months of ASUU also affected UNILORIN in 2022, which has not been happening before. That's the reason why UNILORIN used to be the number one, in the kind of choice of higher institutions. Let's look at this last one. Kwara unveils 2 oxygen plants for improved healthcare delivery. So this is kind of news that a lot of people are looking for, but the question is how affordable that this oxygen will be, and is it going to be subsidized or not? Or is government, is governors and also the ministers, those politicians, are they going to also patronize to check their health, to go for like checkups, to see how they are being fit by using the same hospitals. But this is what a lot of Nigeria, a lot of Kwarans will be asking, that is this issues about plants is just more of like, if the production is very high and its quality is there, and then that would be good thing for the Kwarans, those who need it. Those who are in an emergency unit, that the point, or they engage, maybe they encountered one accident or the other, or different kind of issues. Those who need this kind of service, I hope they will be affordable. But at the end of the day, they will good, I know that is a good job, and but this is not going to. It's more of like, this is what we expect government to be doing to ensure that the health sector is not suffering, because health is wealth. This stuff I can go today. By God's grace, see you tomorrow for another edition of JV Trending News.